they have system behind, or method behind their madness, where the first entry player goes in, he may die, he gets traded out, and then suddenly in the retakes it all makes sense, right? Your AWP is holding heaven, your riflers in towards water, holding towards B lower, you've got your 2-star riflers towards B short, holding connector, holding monster and whatnot, but instead they're scattered, they're dispersed too far apart in these retakes and in these rounds that they're not aiding and helping and basically helping each other to succeed.
It is very true, as we are getting ready now to get back into the action on map 2, Mirage. And we'll see how that is going to boil down. Can B.O.O.T, the Singapore side, the Dreamscape squad, start to bring it back, get themselves into momentum? Obviously, they can step up massively. We know they've got the firepower, but can we see some structure? That's what I'm wondering about. And for Tainted Minds, can they just keep it going and get themselves that second map and actually lock it down? Obviously, if they do win this, they'll be moving on to play Flash Gaming to decide who will actually go through as the second seed from Group B.
And that's a tough matchup as well, playing versus Flash. Obviously, ex-TyLoo players on there, alongside of Carter and K's, very highly skilled players. Nevertheless, though, B.O.O.T, Dreamscape, this is their map pick. We saw a distinct lack of methodical plays and strategical plays on Overpass, but now there's no excuses. This is your map pick. You have a reason to pick this map. You've obviously got strats and defaults that should be working for you in practice. Let's see if they can deliver that now to the big stage.
Yeah, if it can come to fruition here today. And obviously, if Tainted Minds will actually take their first loss on the map as well, as they have a 100% win rate in all of their officials. It will be interesting to see if this is where it starts to crumble away.
Pistol. It's going to be B.O.O.T starting on the T side. Zusi locked and loaded in. Sandwich towards Sandwich. And of course having touched towards Underpass. And the bait there. Yam towards CT. Making as if B.O.O.T should be surprised that there's extra players hunkered down and entrenched into the A site.
So the push is going to be coming through now. Impression going to lead the charge with this Deagle. This is a nice little setup here from Chuch and Zeus. He's taking straight for each other. But Tommy, that is a beautiful entry as he's very quick off the draw there. Finally gets punished by Yam, but things are getting way too far gone already as it is just Offnu and APOC trying to claw this one back. And Splash Key in the elevated angle will push through, take him down. Can he get the second? Of course he can, as he splashes across them and blows them out of the water.
1-0 as B.O.O.T. They're very fast. Play towards that A side as soon as the call to go is made. Instant pre-fires towards Sandwich and towards Underpass, under Balcony. Chuch and Offnu having no chance of having an impact into that round. It's going to go 1-0 as we go into round number 2. And the Julie's being bought by Zeus.
It's the new meta, mate.
Exactly.
It's very effective, very cheap. Got that damage to play with. Yam, seeing what he can actually find with the Deagle towards mid. We'll get a tag out on towards Tommy. Offnu goes down immediately to Benkai. Benkai actually trying to rack up a ridiculous amount of cash into the round. Will finally be punished, but MongolZ keeps the pain train rolling anyway. APOC from behind is completely confused about what's occurred, and it's all up to Zusi and his Doolies.
1 versus 4. No Kevlar, just a smoke as well. Maybe try and save a Deagle, keep that smoke into the next round. Maybe try, if he does save it, smoke out Palace, smoke out a ramp, and then have a stack towards B, something like that. Try and force B.O.O.T into a false sense of security towards the B side. Nevertheless, it seems like he's going to try and go for this one.
At least make a little bit of a play here right now as he is wandering around, obviously. No armor, just the smoke to save all the Doolies. If he wants to try and attempt to carry them through into the next rounds, he will make this push through. MongolZ is in close proximity. Well, actually, oh, he doesn't spot it. I thought he was actually going to clear the angle as he brushed past, but instead just decided to focus towards window. Obviously assumed he had gone out through vent and repositioned back round. So that is another round going the way of B.O.O.T. No contestation there early as B.O.O.T while trying to get all 3 of these rounds off the back of winning the pistol.
2-0, and a very clean round at that. Only 4 players. Only 1 player going down and 4 players surviving for B.O.O.T, which means you can see $2,000, $3,000 across the board from themselves. If they can have a repeat of that, have 4 or 5 stay alive versus the eco of Tainted Minds and get their money into a solid position early on and establish some good economy going forward, as it seems like that's going to happen as they do waltz right into the speed bomb side, which is completely left open by Tainted Minds.
Yeah, B site just wide open. No defense there at all. They've allowed them to have it essentially for free. The bomb is down. So Benkai, once he clears the site, can relay this information to his teammates. They can then swarm their way through and secure it, as Tainted Minds did go for a bit of a gamble into the round.
So it seems like Tainted Minds is going to be playing for exits, trying to take a few weapons out of the arsenal of B.O.O.T. You can see that Benko goes low. A.P.O.C jumps on the opportunity to try and get a kill, but eventually gets traded up by MongolZ. Now it's going to be the 4 versus 4, but the bomb is down. It's just going to be Tainted Minds trying to salvage together some exit kills.
Oh, pushing close towards ramp as well. Impression just holding it with the Galil. It's going to be one frag and the second. Double headshot galore right now as he makes quick work of them. MongolZ actually does get tagged as the push is coming through there, but Yam only going to get a tag, nothing more than that. Offnu as well, miles away from the action right now as he's close by T-spawn.
1 versus 4 with the USP, trying to see if he can get some extra cash, $300 a piece per kill. But as the bomb does eventually fade away, it's going to go 3-0. After he finds 1, does actually take an AK out of the arsenal from B.O.O.T, but nevertheless, that's all he's going to get. 3-0 now, is going to round number 4, the first buy on this second map. Tainted Minds want to secure this one in a swift 2-0. We saw what happened to Kings. They got the first map yesterday versus MVP. They lost the second map on Mirage as well, in fact. Then onto that third map, they let it slip when they had that massive advantage. For Tainted Minds, they don't want the same to happen. They want to make it out of the groups and try and get that game versus Flash Gaming.
Ooh, aggressive peek from Yam here with the AWP, but it's a little bit slow actually in the extension, so luckily he wasn't capitalized because of this. Holds down toward close connector as well as he will peek round but doesn't fully extend out. The flashbang will keep the opposition at bay luckily, but Benkai finds the kill on towards A.P.O.C anyhow.
5 versus 4. Off of the back from Benkai's AK, the Kalashnikov fight on the first. No AWP for Splash K into this one. Tommy now left alone towards connector. As the play comes towards A, can Tommy try and get this impactful kill towards jungle and open up the round for B.O.O.T?
Yeah, let's see what he does. Charge is actually going to come into effect. Impression as well does damage. He is just spamming through the smoke as Tommy had a vague idea of where that player close was over by Jungle even, as Yam will actually try and fall back. Yeah, I know. I've worked in Yam and Jungle all in one. But he will try and go for the save anyhow as he repositions round. He's going to hold on to the AWP and actually get through the round. Tainted Mind struggling even into the buy rounds there. Not too much actually coming out. It seemed like it was just that very lax style, basically giving away way too much map control and then trying to hold for the choke points, but they just couldn't again.
Yeah, I mean, Benkai that AK, finding the first kill. And as well, Tommy via connector. Tainted Minds playing very passive towards middle. The issue is you allow B.O.O.T to really pincer these A sites with these splits, getting in towards connector, getting in towards short if they were to go towards B. Yam now forced to try and salvage the AWP into the next round, but he's being hunted down, eventually be taken down. MongolZ gets that kill. And 4-2-0 as B.O.O.T claim the first pistol in the first buy round. But again, exactly the same as what we saw on Overpass, where they had the early lead, the early momentum, but they keep letting it slip.
Yeah, they can get a good start going for them, and then that's when it does start to taper off, obviously, towards the late round, when they are in scenarios where it's an equal buy across the board, where Tainted Minds do have full utility and they have the rifles they want out, and they cannot win when it gets into those scenarios. Where it's a head-to-head sort of scenario in terms of just being able to focus out in afterplants, B.O.O.T seems to have a communication breakdown, let it slip. Into these rounds out now, though, where they can just play with aggression, play with confidence, and just try and get those entry frags, this is where they should just rack up the rounds very easily. Splash Key as well on the entries here. Double AK spray is going to be able to make quick work of anyone that was there trying to ward them off.
3 versus 4, Yam. Ooh, well actually connect a very nice shot there onto Benkai, turning this into the 3 versus 3. Charged to the only play with Kevlar for the CT side. And a great grenade goes in towards Kitchen. And it's a crazy 1D connects again. There's only going to be dwindling chances here for Tainted Minds, but there you have it. The CZ from Charge finds one as well. It's going to be MongolZ and Splash to try and take down these Australians.
Yes, the push is coming through. Judge with the headshot comes out. Yam as well actually does make it work. So the retake fantastically done as they somehow get back in. They get site control and they will secure the round off the back of basically nothing to their name.
1 Deeks from Yam. Crucial CZ kills as well from Chuch as they make their way into that B site. And B.O.O.T just peeking far too aggressively. We spoke about it time and time again, Jack. Where this B.O.O.T side just overfaces for no reason. In the afterplan, hold the push out of window, hold the jump out from window, hold the push out from L block, hold the peek from short. Instead, they overface and they give easy angels to the Australians, and they're going to be capitalizing off of that, making it 4-1, as now we're going to be seeing the buy come out from Tainted Minds.
Yeah, what can they do now? They actually have rifles in their hands and they can play the style of CS they want to bring to the table. Well, let's see into this one as B.O.O.T a little bit more aggressive here actually as they just leave the bomb waiting towards T, spawn, spread thin, as they do send 2 players out towards B to make their presence known early.
No opt for Splash Cape. It's going to be 5 AKs for him once more. B.O.O.T finding success with the 5 AK setup though. As it seems they like to go for the group Wolfpack style of play where they group up together and they attack the sites as a unit. Nevertheless though, the Molotovs raining in towards the B site. Can Ofnu hold this aggression being shown by the Singapores?
Oh, everything's entirely ablaze. The entries are not going their way, as well as APOC's just able to defend everything flawlessly towards the B-bomb site. Stops him from even getting the initial entry. Splash key. 6 stuff there as he will land that kill as he comes around clear in the angle and takes down Chach. It's him, Benkai and MongolZ remaining in a 3 versus 4 into the round. They've got 50 seconds to play with now as they do send themselves into the site.
4 versus 3. Benkai spots out 1. The Molotov as well burning. Zusi alive, but eventually will extinguish that one with the smoke grenade. And actually a very aggressive push there from Splash. And we speak again about these overfaces and these over-aggression from the Singaporean side. Let's see what Benkai can do on the 1 versus 3.
It's all up to Benkai here as well. 1 versus 3. Doesn't know that Ofnu is literally right behind him, slowly getting closer as he edges his way, and they can play together as well. They have so much utility really to aid them into this. Benkai is going to attempt to clear it. As you can see him getting a little bit dubious now about where they will be. The bomb going to be set ablaze as well, so he's only got 15 seconds. Had to try and go for something soon. As soon as he peeks out, Ofnu will take him down.
Pause. Going to be called by B.O.O.T. They don't want the same scenario as the last map on Overpass where they have the 5-0 advantage. They win the first buy round, they win the first pistol, and they let it slip once the latter portion of the round is being played out. DSN, the former Swedish star, back in those 2000 to what? 2005, 2009, old 1.6 Fnatic lineup. Obviously playing with some of the legends you call today in CSGO. What sort of wisdom and tactical insight can he be delivering? And obviously trying to give to his team.
Yeah, what can he bring to the table there for an attempt to reset? As right now they are going to be basically just going off the back of the force here as the Deagle buys will be coming up. Just getting what they can into the round. Tainted Minds as well. There should be an easy 3rd round for them. Basically repeating what we saw with the first map where, you know, B.O.O.T came in with a very strong opener, continuously got a couple of rounds there, were able to win the eco. As soon as they got into the full buys, that's where they were struggling to actually keep things going. They sprint their way through. Chach will get the opener. There's a return fire, though, from Tom, who takes down Zusi. Yam as well, seeing them run past his crosshair, but can't do much to actually stop them.
3 versus 3 as the bomb is being planted. Yam towards stairs. The first line of defense for Tainted Minds towards the A. Slight splash with the Deagle on default. Impression will pick up the M4, but there's no Kevlar to back it up.
Splash key. He was attempting to land the Deagle shots there on towards players coming from stairs. Impression actually does take down Ofnu as well. APOC will send Splash key off to the Burns wall, but Impression's just doing work against everyone. Impression keeps going. That's another 4K for him as he locks it down. How is he this effective?
Lacking the Kevlar, but not lacking the firepower. 5-2 as Tainted Minds let the quasi-buy slip as the simple, fast Palace burst towards the A site was enough to topple the Australians as it goes 5-2 now. Tainted Minds going to be coming back into some of the buy of their own though. 2 M4s bought so far. AWP dropped for Yam, Famas there for Ofnu, and an MP9 for Zusi as we go into round number 8. 5-2 being the scoreline. B.O.O.T still the advantage with 3 rounds at that. And again, no AWP for Splash Case. It's going to be keeping to this 5 rifle setup.
Impression through the smoke, trying to get the early kill. We'll go down to Zusi with the MP9. So Tainted Minds actually looking very effective now as they are getting the kills that they need to collect early.
Yeah, I'm playing the aggressive angle towards B apartments. Might see him push as well and try and find the information. He actually gets enough info of that. Spots out MongolZ and does leg him down just to 13 HP as he wall bangs him through that tiny little pixel gap he was holding. And now this is definitely going to be delaying the push from B.O.O.T. They've got a man disadvantage and a wounded member as well as MongolZ is currently limping on 13 HP.
Trying to take that mid control down now as they will come around and slip their way down ever so speedily. Smokes and flashes going out as well as they block off the lines of sight. As they just take it as it comes. Zusi actually does find that frag as well towards close ramp. Chuch peeks out, takes down Splashkey. Tommy wants to attempt to trade it back, will run through, but Chuch is able to get the second frag as well. MongolZ is left alive, but he's on 13 HP. He's barely alive at this point.
13 HP and a 1 versus 5. Tainted Minds with a great round here. Off the back of the aggression from Yam, the great players from Zusi and Chuch. They're going to be in the limelight to make this 5-3 and having 5, or unless MongolZ finds a few kills here, if they can get 4 or 5 staying alive, they can start to really build their bank and, if possible, chain some rounds together.
Zusi and Yam working together there for that final frag as MongolZ will go down. And that is going to be bringing the scoreline up to a 5-3. Tainted Minds actually getting this round back-to-back now. There will be the reinvestment coming out from B.O.O.T once again.
Round number 9, 5-3. As you mentioned before, Jack, Dreamscape going to be buying once more 2 AKs bought so far. CZ, though, only for Benkai. Let's see. Gilil for MongolZ, 3 AKs, and the CZ can be finished off the rest of the boot buy. They sense weakness towards the A site, as it seems that they're going back towards there. Is going to be an execution, or are they simply going to go for a concept play out through ramp?
Yeah, what are they going to actually really be doing here right now as they set up close by ramp? Flashbang there from MongolZ as well. As they are just going to pop out, it seems, rather than actually using the smokes, just go in dry and hope for the best in this scenario as they charge their way through. They have got a bit of site control to play with, but A.P.O.C takes down Benkai as he finds him towards mid, cuts off their support player there as well. That's another frag coming through as Impression goes down to Yam. They haven't even got the bomb planted yet, and it's down in such an awful spot. Yam can just cover it and should be able to find these frags and when they come towards him.
5 versus 3. Boot in the deficit once more. Smokes is starting to dissipate now. This is going to be no utility for the Singapores here, as each peak is going to be dry. No flashbangs. They can't smoke off choke points and use that to aid them to get the bomb down. They have to peak these angles potentially in unison as well if they want more chances. But then again, Yam will eventually push in, find that kill onto Splash, making a 5 versus 2. Make that a 5 versus 1, and he gets a second kill for himself here, leaving once again MongolZ in a 1 versus 5.
Yeah, not a great spot to be in, obviously. Only armed with a Galil as well, so it's not even like he really has a favourable weapon to try and help him out here, Snods. And he will go down to Yam that just pulls the trigger back and blows him away. That is going to be a 5-4 scoreline now as they keep it going. 4 rounds on the trot for Tainted Minds.
4-5. Who's going to round number 10? Tainted Minds started to wake up into this one. As we're going to be seeing a... Ooh, I was going to say a low buy, but instead this is going to be the full eco, it seems, from B.O.O.T. Their money is so low, roughly 2,000, so this is going to be conceding this one potentially on full eco. They won a round previously on a low buy. The problem was they had 1 or 2 players on Kevlar. They had CZs, they had Deagles. This time, 3 players on Glocks. I don't think this is going to happen again.
No, not with the buy they have into this one. I really don't see much anything coming to fruition. I imagine they're just going to be shut down very quickly. Tainted Minds should essentially make quick work of them, just get this round over and done with, and get back into the action. A.P.O.C going to find the first frag, though, as he will remove Benkai. A.P.O.C again keeping it going towards him, and actually just get dinged down, and Tommy will capitalize towards him. But there's the support that you need. Yam with the CZ from absolutely miles away, blowing them out the server, and it's just up to Impression with a Deagle in a 1 versus 4.
Money has started to build now for Tainted Minds, so even if he finds kills left, right, and center, he shouldn't be doing too much economical damage. Let's see, he gets spotted out here, down to 24 HP, let's get another very nice 1 deeg, but instead he would eventually hit the floor. 5-5 now as Tainted Minds win 4 in the try, I believe. It's going to be the pause coming out from Impression, so B.O.O.T going to be taking a 30-second breather and allow DSN to work his magic.
So now then as well, with both of these teams being at 5 rounds each, who is going to be able to go through? How are they actually going to be able to close this out when we see them getting ever so close to winning the half? As right now it seems that there was moments of greatness from B.O.O.T early on, but as soon as we got into these rounds where it is actually Tainted Minds looking effective in terms of the economy they have to play with, there is just no answers at all. Tainted Minds just back-to-back, consistently getting these round wins.
So the pause does come to an end. DSN, what's he going to be trying to change about the play from B.O.O.T so far? They've had a lot of success towards the A site. I mean, their Palace burst was great. They could do an execution towards A, have 2 or 3 players go towards Palace, and then as soon as those smokes rain over towards the A site, try and have them push up Palace and catch these Cetus off guard. The only issue is, Jack, is going to be another low buy here. Forces a Kevlar, 4 Deagles in the season onto Tommy as they make their way towards A time and time again, it seems.
Yeah, A site always the destination. Very popular holiday spot. Let's see if they're going to be booking their tickets there now, though. As Ofnu will get the early frag, takes down Splashy. You can see Oppression and Co. They're going to try and take ramp control now as they'll slip their way through. The smoke does go back down. Actually divides them as well because Benkai pushed out on his lonesome. But luckily, Benkai and Tommy find the entries. Oh, Tommy's doing work as well. That's a double. Chutch just needs to display trigger discipline here as he'll take one round to kill Moxie. But he knows there's others close by. He waited as well, so Impression's come back with the bomb. But Impression is only just allowed to come through as the smoke's only just now dissipated.
He comes up from Tommy, and now we're going to be seeing ourselves into a 2 versus 2. Impression and Benkei versus Chutch and Yam. As Yam makes his way towards Connector, does he anticipate the fact that Benkei is so close? I don't think he does. Gets caught off guard there. Another bomb towards ramp. Can he try and get away from him, go back towards T-spawn and run towards the B site?
Potentially so, as they can actually get round. Obviously, Benkai as well, they've just got a hold towards jungle. Oh, beautiful shot. As soon as he gets the opener, finds the kill, takes him down, and they make that round work.
5 to 6 as we go into round number 12. You can see the grins there from the Singaporeans as they've managed to claim that miracle round once more. Winning on just Kevlar and pistols for a second time as they will get to 6. But then again, they are distinctly lacking in these buy rounds, Jackie. If you remember, out of their 6 rounds, 3 of them are from pistols. Obviously, the first pistol round being 1. The 2 wins with the Kevlar and pistols. That's 3. And then you add in as well these extra rounds versus the Eco and the Force by when Tainted Minds lost the pistol. Only 1 full buy round win for B.O.O.T. So in terms of the consistency into this first half and going into the second, they really have to step up their game.
Yeah, they need to try and reset themselves and actually get themselves going because it's just not looking good enough right now for them.
I mean, they're in the lead, but the only issue is, can they keep that going, right? What happens when Tainted Minds on their T side don't give away such quote-unquote free rounds?
Well, this is the thing, though. Even though they are in the lead, it's still just the fact it's by marginal moments every time. It's never dominant enough. They're always going out to the wire, and this is why, because the resets come back through. Chutch and Co just going huge as the double kill comes through for him. Yam going to get one as well. It all crumbles away. Sure, you win that one round, but the instant reset makes you even less successful than you were prior.
B.O.O.T. unable to claim these buy round victories. It seems that they play with so much more confidence with pistols. We need to be seeing that overlap to the buy rounds instead. B.O.O.T. are far more tentative and hesitant on their buy rounds, and it definitely shows as Tainted Minds latch onto that and capitalize on the weaker plays once the rifles are into play. As we're going to be going to round number 13, 6 to 6 being the scoreline. As the smoke comes out towards top middle, it seems like they're going to be lining up their smokes towards B as they have 1, 2, and 3. That's quick maths. As the flash comes out and the execution comes towards B.
Flashbang's going to go through on the flyers. They want to charge straight in, but look at the amount of damage already done just by the nades and the Molotovs, and it's just about Ofnu and APOC now just getting these frags for free, essentially, as every time they trickle him through, it's just an extra kill going to go their way. Very easy pickings right now. Benkai eventually will get 1 free frag, 2 free frags with a Deagle as he starts to spice it up ever so slightly. What more can he actually achieve now? The bomb is down by Truck. He's in a 1 versus 3 with a Deagle and a Dream.
56 HP as well. Minute 10 on the clock. As the bomb is down towards Van, which means all of the Tainted Mind players have rotated in. And eventually, he will be taken down. Zeus will find that kill. 6 to 7 out as Tainted Minds get back in the lead. So, they've only really been conceding rounds versus pistols. They have to keep their buy round consistency, try and make this a 9 to 6 half, and then go into the T side, win that second pistol, exactly what we saw on Overpass, where on the second half, they really ran away with that game.
Yeah, that was true. Second half is where things just barreled out of control, moment after moment. And Tainted Minds just got into too much of a good position way too quickly to be stopped at this point. This is a little bit closer on the first half here on Mirage.
Orb, left side window from Yam. Hasn't really been playing this angle just yet. Smoke comes out, but I don't think Benkei's going to be walking into the Orb from Yam just yet. He will rattle the shot off through the smoke, but doesn't connect any bodies just yet. Ofnu, if he goes for the peak towards underpass, maybe met by some opposition. Oh my god!
Double kill comes through as well from Ofnu early on as he peeks through. That is incredibly done. Already gets them into a scenario where they should get this 8th round for free, basically, and B.O.O.T. will be left in a horrible spot with just 3 members remaining. They are spread thin as well. They look lost and they look confused right now.
5 versus 3, 2-man advantage for Tainted Minds on their CT defense bomb. Going back towards T-spawn. As the round slows down. Benkai towards middle. Splash going to be exiting Palace, going back towards T-spawn. But look at the aggression from Chuch towards a ramp. He has full information, which means Tainted Minds are going to be wary of the play towards the B side. They hear the steps. You can see the push comes out now from Chuch. He's going to be trying to come for the backstab towards T-spawn, but unfortunately, Splash will get away scot-free as all three of these Tainted Minds, these boot players do group together as they line up their smokes. They get ready for the contact play towards B. As once more, they're going to be taking their chances towards B.
Molotov's going out, flashbangs as well to support them as they want to charge their way straight through and get out on the bomb site. Offnu going to try and find the frags, but Impression will take him down. There's the response from Splashkey though, as they are actually stopping the CTs on their warpath right now. They're gaining control, but Zusi gets the headshot. It's all up to Benkai in a 1 versus 3, and Benkai is dead.
Round number 14 now. Penultimate round of the first half. Actually, I lie. It's the final round of the first half. Round number 15, 6 to 8. And the money is low for Boot. No bomb plant means they're not going to get the extra 800 cash in injection. Instead, they're going to be sitting around $2,000. So at best, UMP, only Kevlar, no head armor, lack of utility as well if they do go for that one. But let's see, 1 UMP, 3 Deagles in the CZ. They're for Splash Key. They've got decent utility though, Jack. Let's see if they can utilize that towards the A side where they've had their most successful plays and executions. Can they try to replicate their pistol rounds towards A? Or are Tainted Minds finally ready and wiser versus these low econ buys?
Yeah. Do they know how to deal with this actually properly this time rather than running in headstrong and trying to take it on with the brute force? As they do just bide their time, wait for the push to come towards them, as they're actually finding the frags as well. Chuch and Zusi going to get the opening 2 headshots. Chuch again comes back through. Yam actually unable to connect the shot with the AWP, but luckily Offnu was there for the last 2 double kills, and that is going to be the half being a 9-6 in favor of Tainted Minds.
It is indeed. We saw the exact same scenario repeat itself though, Jack. A strong advantage for Boot early on. They win the first pistol, they win the first buy round. They go 4-0 up, they go 5-1 up eventually as they reset Tainted Minds. The only issue is though, Jack, out of their 6 rounds, 1 of them was a buy round. They won 2... What did they win? They won 2 Ecos, or Force buys with Kevlar, CZs, Deagles. They won the first pistol, so that's 3 rounds with pistols. And then they won with the SMGs versus the Ecos and the Force buys from Tainted Minds, which means in terms of full buy rounds versus full buy rounds, they only got 1 of those rounds. That's when they went towards the A site when they split through Connector, if you remember.
Yeah.
So in terms of consistency, once again, Jack, we're going to be leaning towards the Australians to go for that final deciding best of 3.
Yeah, it's true. Looking very good right now as they are actually able to keep this going, obviously, in that situation where they are actually finding the frags they need to get. So they're looking good, they're looking warm. Structurally, everything is actually coming to the table. Tainted Minds just need to try and keep it rolling like they did on the first map.
We saw them win the second pistol as well on overpass and go to a soaring 12-6 advantage, and from there they closed it out in convincing fashion. Can they try and do it again here, Jack, and have a swift 2-0 and knock Boot out of the Asian minor?
Yeah, can they give them the boot, get them gone, and keep on rolling to try and get through and have their best of 3 against Link Gaming. Or Flash Gaming, rather.
See DSN, they're looking.
The second map in the best of 3 between Tainted Minds and Boot, Dreamscape. Snods, it's been an interesting one. Obviously, a 9-6 scoreline with Tainted Minds reasserting dominance towards the end. Looking very familiar of what we saw with the first map.
Exact same issues we saw on overpass where Boot are overfacing, giving away kills that they shouldn't be doing. Especially in these afterplants, they're giving so many opportunities for Tainted Minds to come back into these rounds, even if they lose the early man.
Yeah, it's true. That's the thing. They've actually got themselves in a situation now as well. They should be able to keep their heads held high and actually work their way through, as it's been looking good thus far. Tainted Minds, if they're coming strong with the opening pistol here, Snods, they should lock it down.
9-6 as we go into round number 16, the second half pistol. The Julies actually coming out from Impression, so going to be buying the Julies and the kit. Where is he located right now? Number 8. Or number 3, so I believe he is towards the B side. Nevertheless, to the first kill in favour of the Singaporean stylers. Benke finds a Yam. 4 versus 5 now as the real play is actually towards this A side.
Yeah, set themselves up early. Benkai actually getting the early frag on toward Jam could be pretty useful, though. Obviously, B.O.O.T look very effective on the opening pistol we saw at first. Is there going to be a difference maker here?
1 minute 20 now, as Tainted Minds have slowed the round right down. As I said, the tempo is heightened as the play comes towards Connector. As Zapok finds one and towards underpass, eventually Judge will find impression as he goes down.
Yeah, MongolZ going to trade it back though as he will claim one, the kill one towards Judge as he keeps them in a 3 versus 3. Tommy gliding through the air there as it will be eventually spotted out. Zusi as well takes down Splash Key. It's all up to Tommy and MongolZ in a 2 versus 3 retake, and they haven't planted the bomb just yet. They still have time to play with. There was no reason to rush it. They are going to go for the short plant as well. We can actually creep round. He couldn't get the headshot. He will get one, but there's A.P.O.T with the trade back, and it's up to Tommy in a 1v2.
No kit, no utility, just Kevlar to back him up in this scenario. As the bomb is ticking away. There's a kit, I believe, towards under balcony. The problem is just to run and try to retrieve that. A.P.O.T gets caught off guard. Zusi as well towards ramp. No reason to peek here, as it seems the very unlikely scenario that Tommy has a chance here. We'll retrieve the kit, but there's no smoke because Impression bought those Julies.
Oh, tap the bomb. Is going to force the face here, as you can see he's so paranoid as well, doesn't know what angles are in play by the T's, and he eventually realizes it's too little too late, tries to back off. A.P.O.T will find the headshot. That is going to be the opening round, obviously working their way through now, essentially guaranteeing them 12 rounds for free if they can keep this up.
10-6, going to round number 17. 4 rounds of the lead. Tainted Minds, as long as they don't concede versus the potential force buy from B.O.O.T. They should be skyrocketing to a 11-6 advantage, then soaring to a 12-6-1, because B.O.O.T should be ecoing into the next round if they lose this one. And that's where we see, again, as soon as we saw on Overpass, a 12-6 advantage in favor of the Australians. And it seems like they're not going to be letting this one slip again, because they've got the better experience and the better team play and the more consistency going into these buy rounds.
It's true. They are by far the most consistent out of both of these teams, as it just seems like B.O.O.T have moments of greatness, and that is about it. It's never their consistency that is there from Tommy. Will get the early frag though, takes down Church as this play comes in towards the B bomb site. Splash Key is on the scene with a little bit of support there as well, but Tommy will go down first as they now slip their way through. Splash Key as well going to lose his head. Oh, Offnu! A great hat trick for him there with the UMP.
3 versus 2, Benkai and Impression. Making it a 2 versus 2 now. Benkai having the Kevlar and picking up that MP7. This is going to be the 2 versus 2. Zusi with an MP7 to his own as well. The UMP onto Offnu. Ready to play with. Impression finds one, spots out the bomb. The only issue is, where is this other player from B.O.O.T? Do they know that Benkai is in the rear, coming in from behind on the flank?
Offnu going to get that bomb planted. Just wait for the push to come his way. Obviously, 2 angles to focus on right now, but one of them is going to be Benkai sprinting his way through from Apps there as he gets that kill on towards Offnu. Impression goes round as well, wants to try and get the deagle shot off, but it's Zusi reigns supreme with the Galil, gets the opening headshot. Nade comes in as well, so he gets Benkai incredibly low. All he's got to do is tag him down with the Galil. Oh, Zusi nearly went down, but he eventually will find the frag. But then again, going that close in these rounds is not going to be acceptable.
Then again though, Jack, when there's so much on the line, a spot qualifying for the major qualifier. At this point for Tainted Minds, in this second half, they just care about these rounds, getting ever so closer to 16. As they do claim the win versus the force buy from B.O.O.T, they are going to be going to 11-6, playing versus the Eco now. Impression, obviously getting those kills with the Eagle means he can afford a P250 and HE grenade. Unfortunately for him though, that HE grenade doesn't really do any damage with the splash damage. Going to be Tainted Minds still sitting perched up at 100 HP across the board.
Molotov going to be going out as well, so they can spot out Impression. Bit of a struggle there, but eventually the frags will be coming through. Benkai with a double as well, but he gets shut down, as well as A.P.O.T continuing it on to remove MongolZ. So it's all up to Splash K and Tommy here as they sprint their way back over towards the A-bomb site. A.P.O.T with the MP7, easy pickings, as Tainted Minds get all the rounds we expected them to.
12-6 now. Tainted Minds doubling the scoreline, being put up by Dreamscape. So, what is the game plan here from B.O.O.T? And it seems like the answer to the question is going to be a double AWP setup. We saw Kings and Renegades have so much success yesterday wielding this setup, as the opposition kept walking into the choke points being held by the AWPs. The only issue is for Tainted Minds, are they going to be flashing these angles? Are they going to be playing methodically? And will they give away their early advantages and their frags to these AWPs?
players are going to be coming out. Impression will try and get the early opener, but it's actually Chuch that'll take it. Chuch as well keeps it going as he gets the follow-up headshot. A.P.O.K is unleashing a hellstorm of bullets, but he isn't finding anyone he can actually tag with them just yet as they swarm the nades out. Offnu tapping down, very close, but at least they stay alive for the meantime, and it's on Splash King, Moxie, and Tommy. But it seems like they're unsure what they actually want to do into this round just yet.
Yeah, going towards Connector, doesn't anticipate the fact that Splash is towards short with the AWP and will be caught off guard into the 3 versus 3. Smoke comes out towards ramp. Going to be isolating these players from Tainted Minds as now B.O.O.T have the advantage.
Oh, this is looking good. A.P.O.K peeks out as well and didn't get the frag. It's all on Offnu to find these kills and keep them at base. Flash K pushes round, but he's still speedy as he will find that kill. That's no 13th round for Tainted Minds just yet. That is going to be B.O.O.T DS getting the 7th round on the board there.
A very, very strong retake from the Singapore players. Yam caught off guard by the fact that Splash hadn't rotated from short, gets shot in the back from there towards CT. One of the issues is when you play so passive in your afterplants is you give up so much space for the CT side, right? We saw no resistance, no aggression from Tainted Minds to force back B.O.O.T. They were able to walk in through CT, smoke off all the choke points they wanted to, flash anything they wanted to, molly out all of these choke points, and just walk into that site.
Just run straight in, much like they're doing once again now, as they have been able to just take control of B-bomb site so very easily. They can actually slip the bomb through. Actually, they have got behind them as they've taken control from underpass. The bomb is down. All they've got to do is just hold it at this point. It should be easy pickings from Tainted Minds. Obviously, not going to be able to do too much on this one. They won't even get the additional cash from the bomb plant as well, so it's actually gone quite well for B.O.O.T.
A.P.O.K now in a 1 versus 5. As right now, B.O.O.T have 5 alive. If they can keep these 5 surviving, they can start to establish some good money going forward into the remainder of this second match. Obviously, Tainted Minds claiming overpass, meaning they are let's put it like this. They are 4 rounds away, Jack, from going for that decider best of 3 versus Flash Gaming in the next best of 3.
It's very true indeed. They are pretty close to it. And let's see if they can actually secure it. That is another round now going the way of B.O.O.T, keeping them on their toes at a 12-8 scoreline, trying to deny them for as long as possible from actually reaching that 13th round as the rebars will come back out. Yam going to go for the AWP. Let's see what the rest of the boys will be wielding. You imagine that should be the AK buys across the board for everyone else. There we go.
There we go. 4 AKs and an AWP, but no Kevlar for Yam. Yakin. Lacking utility as well.
Obviously, doesn't it? You say
it does. I know. You said.
Yeah.
You said. What did you say earlier? Was it Youngle?
Youngle.
Yam and Youngle. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So it's gonna be Yam towards short. But let's see. Tommy playing aggressive towards middle as he wants to get aggressive and force Tainted Minds on the back heels.
Oh, it depends on the timing, really. Oh, he does peek out, struggling a little bit. But it's actually going to be the trade kill. Splashy might have got 1, but there's the trade back from A.P.O.K, so they stay in a 4 versus 4 already into the round.
But of course, the 4 versus 4 definitely favouring the T side as now they should have control of middle. Then again, Splashkey is still towards short, holding that tight pixel angle towards Delpan and short. But giving up control of Connector. As we are still waiting as A.P.O.K pushes the smoke. Could he catch one of these players off guard?
Rotating the whole way back round, so we're going to kind of try and go for this A pincer play. Obviously very open right now. Should be very quick, easy for them to just slip in, try and secure it, and get it locked down.
A.P.O.K working his way towards jungle as the push comes out from ramp. Flash reigns over, but do they anticipate the play? And actually look how fast the flank is from Impression. He's going to be behind 3 players.
Oh, push is coming back through as they want to try and work their way in. Yam going to get the opening frag, takes down Moxie. But look behind him, it's Impression, and he's got trigger discipline. Oh, but he gets put out by Yam with a flick, and he'll take him down. And it's all on Benkai and Splashkey.
4 versus 2. Kits, Molotovs, but an AWP in this retake. And as I say that, it's going to be the AWP last alive. 1 versus 4 towards CT. No real chance of him claiming this one. He does have utility. The problem is just to isolate all of these players. And at a 12-8 score, and it seems likely that they will be reset here. And that could definitely spell the end here for B.O.O.T in the Asian minor.
Yeah, this is true. This could actually be them getting hit by the door on the way out because Tainted Minds looking very effective as the buys will be coming back through. Yam still going to be on the AWP. The SRM have the AKs to play. They've got tons of utility as well. B.O.O.T will have the AWP coming out on Splashkey though.
Obviously, fully investing into this one. Boots having roughly $500-ish across the board after going for this 4-buy, meaning if Tainted Minds make this 14-8, the game is as good as done essentially, because B.O.O.T will be out of money and out of cash going into these buys into the later portion of the second half. Boost comes out over the smoke, trying to peek and peer in towards window, but actually Splash is going to be located towards jungle.
Firing off those warning shots early as they pop flash over as well and try and shuffle their way back around now. A.P.O.T going to just hold towards close mid right now for the meantime, see if anyone is going to peek towards him as they will go for the counter boost play.
Smart play to boost in towards window. They fail at the make noise, but I don't think anyone from the side of the CTs have heard it. Benkai will find one kill, but eventually A.P.O.T's going to trade it out. 4 versus 4 as now the thorn in the CT defense backside is towards jungle, as now they can split towards A.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do, but the peak comes around. Impression will find that kill towards A.P.O.T and then slip his way towards under as well. He is getting tagged down low and eventually will fall because of this. Offnu wants to try and keep that going as well. SplashK struggling to actually get the shots off of his AWPs right now, and he's just going to push straight through it. Goes to the elevated angle. He has the high ground, but Offnu was superior there.
So risky. So many refaces and over peaks from B.O.O.T Dreamscape. Once again, it's going to be a 1 versus 3. Moxie, no kit, no utility, just an M4 to try and carry him forward into this one. Round number 22, and it seems very likely that Tainted Minds are going to claim it.
Yeah, this should be obviously their 14th round grabbed. Only 2 rounds is all it takes them from that point onwards for them to force B.O.O.T to be, you know, conceding their spot, getting kicked out, losing their chance here at the Asia Minor, and then moving on to attempt to overpower Flash Gaming as our last best of 3 of the night.
Yeah, obviously, even the game versus TyLoo is 16-13 in Inferno. Flash Gaming were looking very, very hot. In terms of current form, you would probably be putting your odds, or if you're a betting man, you'll be putting your money even on Flash Gaming in the best of 3. But nevertheless, you never know. Tainted Minds going to be putting up a solid performance versus B.O.O.T. Can they carry that forward for the remainder of this second map and claim it in 2? Or are we going to be seeing a third map here, Jack? It seems unlikely, especially when you look at the money right now for the side of the Singapores.
Not a great buy there. So obviously B.O.O.T basically going to have to concede this one for free. Is obviously what the best you can get out is a few upgraded pistols here and there. You know, you can go for armor P250 maybe, but then you've got no utility, no nothing, as they only have sort of 2k most across the board. Tainted Minds though still on that very, very effective buy for them. This should be a pretty smooth sailing couple of rounds now for Tainted Minds.
6 round advantage for the Australian side into this one. This is going to be 3 CZs, a Deagle, and an M4 to be their opposition into this round. B.O.O.T going to be working with very, very minimal investment. Mox this time going towards window. SplashK not going to be taking that mantle just yet, as they're going to put the M4, the prize of their possession right now in terms of their buy, towards mid-window, spamming through the smoke, hoping to get lucky and try and essentially win the lottery of the spray through the smoke towards top middle. But unfortunately, as expected, doesn't really connect anything just yet. 4 players outside B as Tainted Minds know that if they group together, play as a unit, they should be able to overpower the weak and low buy being put up by B.O.O.T.
Yeah, especially when you Molotov them off as well, so they are forced to face as Tommy will claim one as takes down Zeusy, but there's the trade back from A.P.O.T as they fall into a 4 versus 4, but site control is in their favor. They're not actually clearing it though, so Moxie able to go massive there on the flank with the double kill. Really, really dominant stuff. A.P.O.T is relying quite heavily on him now to do some damage. He isn't focusing towards apartments as well. So SplashK comes in. SplashK with another free. Look, that's just beautiful as he gets both of those frags. Everything just goes wrong for them there.
Perfect Molotov towards balcony. Wasn't enough. Tommy still found that first initial kill towards the apartments. In the 4 versus 4, the push in through that L-block smoke from SplashK was so pivotal to claim that round. 14-9, and from 6 it dwindles down to 5 rounds separating these 2 teams, as right now Tainted Minds are 2 away from closing this best of 3 out. They need that 16th round. If it goes to a third map, will they be out of juice, momentum, willpower? Could they let it slip exactly how Kings did? But let's find out here as the push comes towards A.
Flashbang's going to be going out as they will push their way around. Impression just holding from under. Oh, actually a lot of damage is going to go their way though. It's all on Yam now, just left in a 1 versus 4. No real casualties coming through. Actually, we'll be able to find that headshot towards Tommy eventually, so at least they force out 2 rebuys on the side of B.O.O.T to try and make them grin and bear it and scrap out all the additional cash.
So there you have it. The quasi-buy not going to be going in favour of Tainted Minds as they concede that one. 10-14 now as they go into round number 25. B.O.O.T keeping forward 3 rifles into this round. Obviously, at this point though, Jack, money isn't really the commodity you want. It's about rounds.
It's true, obviously. B.O.O.T 4 rounds away from actually turning up the scoreline.
Yep.
And getting very, very close for comfort here on the second map of this series on Mirage. Let's see how this will actually develop though, as the push will come back round as they set up to go for this A take. Obviously, Yam now back on the AWP as well.
4 AKs as well to back up the AWP onto Yam. Splash K going to be warding the MVP once again as he peeks towards... Actually, where is he located? I'm trying to work it out. He's actually gone towards B apartments. Okay, so they're going to be sending the AWP towards B, which means they can have extra player. And you can see 3 players already towards the A site from B.O.O.T. But let's see, is it enough here to hold off the aggression from the Australians?
Oh, kills coming through. Benkai going to get 1 as they really start to take the advantage. Benkai goes massive. Often needs to go huge, but Benkai's just doing all damage. You have to shut this man down, or he will just run away with things. Benkai on for the ace, essentially, as he gets the quad kill. Ofnu is the only one that could stop him in his tracks.
It is true. 40-11 now, and a very strong hold there as they smoked out jungle. They smoked out towards CT. The problem was they did the deeper smokes, Jack, and because of that, B.O.O.T were in front of the smokes, and it was a very, very, very easy for them to mow down those players as they try to cross towards the site. Round number 26 now, 11-14, and slowly but surely, B.O.O.T are coming within touching distance.
Yeah, very, very close at this point, as all they need to do is get that rebuy back out and try and shut them down. They're finding issues every now and then. They're sort of starting to get OP out and get a better idea of the true understanding of what B.O.O.T can and can't do.
No Kevlar for Tainted Minds. Just 2 CZs, a Deagle onto Ofnu. And the Glock onto Yam. Great splash damage from the grenades will bring 2 players down to low HP. 1 shot for the M4s will eventually take their scalps, and you can see Tommy finds that first kill. 14-11. And it seems that the odds are stacked against Tainted Minds into this round, as it's going to be likely that B.O.O.T get to 12. And at that point, from a 6-round deficit, they're going to be only in 2. And very, very close to tying up the scoreline here.
Oh, Benkai as well. Still doing work right now. Takes down Chuch. Torn off Nu and Yam to do too much more into the round. Try force out some rebuys if you can. But it's not looking likely.
It isn't indeed, Jack. And Zofnu last alive now, the 1 versus 5. As he tries to spur himself on. Going for the welcome to the clutch play, but it seems like that's not going to really be helping you. That's not, you know, any voodoo magic in that. Because eventually we take it down. 14-12. 2 rounds separate these 2 teams. Can B.O.O.T mount the comeback and get us to that 3rd map?
I have to wait and see if that is going to be a possibility. If they can actually get that behind them, it would be interesting. Definitely an exciting way to close out the series overall. Double up setup will be coming out though. One on Splashkey, the other one on Moxie. You've got the 5 rifle setup on Tainted Minds. Is this where the secure match point?
It could be. 5 AKs, good utility. You can see 5 players going all the way towards A. This means, I believe, Chuch has smoked towards top mid. I was a bit worried that no one smoked top middle. Pretty much signals that you are towards B or towards A. But here it comes. 1 player towards Palace, 4 towards Ramp as they line up their execution towards the A site. It didn't work the last time as they smoked too deep. But this time, let's see if the AWP from Moxie will find these initial kills and give the Singaporeans side a chance over this comeback.
Molotov saw him.
He doesn't realise.
It's completely set ablaze. So Moxie was just standing in there, burnt to a crisp. Impression as well, just waiting out now as this Thunderfoot storming unit will just swarm their way in towards the site and attempt to overwhelm. They're finding the frags as well. They're looking good. Tommy will only get 1 before he's taken down. So up to Splashkey and Benkai. They have been having great games, but can they keep it going? And Splashkey, of course he can with the AWP. He is a lunatic.
Yeah, and APOC in the 2 versus 2. They're never going to expect the position from Benkai, as he should have found the first kill unless timing isn't in his favor. Spots out Yam, will take him down. Actually, no! Whoa! Still yes. It was APOC he got for the first time, but Yam was the second kill that was concluded. 14-13. A massive throw from Tainted Minds. They had a 4 versus 2, Jack.
Yep.
And somehow, some way, Splashkey comes with a pivotal 2K towards CT. and will claim that 13th round for the Singapore side.
Actually going to be the tactical timeout coming out as well, but this time for Tainted Minds to just talk through what they need to switch up, why things are going wrong here into this scenario, and how all of a sudden they are starting to let things slip. Obviously, they do still have cash to play, so they can get the AKs back out, try and reset themselves, and just go into it with their heads held high, as they are still only 2 rounds away from closing the game down.
2 rounds indeed, but can they get them? The bomb being planted, Jack, means they can still buy into this round. It's going to be 5 AKs again. That's a round they can't be conceded. They had the bomb down, they had good after plant positions, but they gave away 2 kills to Splash's AWP, and now we are going live into round number 28. The pause has been concluded. 14-13, 1 round now, as Boots are really in touching distance, as they can really feel that potential 14-14 scoreline.
Push coming out. Oh, they do jump face it. Slashkey was trying to connect the shot off there, but he couldn't quite actually land it, as a flurry of nades are going to be going out as well, lobbing out everything he had in his back pocket. Zuzi sent off to the Burns ward. A.P.O.K will trade it back on towards Benkai, though, so at least they still are in a tight 4 versus 4.
It's not looking good here for Tainted Minds. 14-13, and already they lose the first play, but a fast reply did happen, actually, which means it is a 4v4 towards window. A.P.O.K found that kill. And in the 4 versus 4, will they have the advantage? Do they know that the boost has already come out? You can see Moxie holding for it, but you can see A.P.O.K already pushed in towards jungle. There's no way that B.O.O.T are expecting this 4 position from A.P.O.K.
Surely not. Impression as well. He's playing quite deep towards close ramp. It just depends if they actually do spot it out, or that could be the bomb in his control in a matter of seconds. Jam needs to be very, very ready for this, as he is clearing his angles. He seems dubious. Is he going to walk into the unknown here?
Let's see. Playing this angle, Impression sees the shadow before Yam spots our Impression. Oh, perfect flashbang. That was incredible. That was thrown from jungle as well from A.P.O.K. Incredible flashbang. Catches Impression off guard. Great display of teamwork there from the Australians, as now they have the advantage. Surely they can't be conceding this one as well.
Yeah, very, very nicely done into the round, as it's now a 4 versus 3. Tommy, you can see the frustration. He's aware of the location of A.P.O.K. A.P.O.K actually does try and push through and nearly throw it away. Oh, splash key as well. Potential for him to do some damage, but he goes down. Tommy's also going to fall short, and it's all up to Moxie, who is just hiding towards close CT. He scoped in. He was trying to find, obviously, some of the Tainted Minds players that were around the bomb, but begins to back off now and just save the AWP for another day.
15-13, match point for the Australians. As they're going to be give themselves 2 chances to close the 1-out regulation, Jack, unless B.O.O.T can try and reset them, get to the aforementioned 15-15 scoreline and get the OT and try and reset themselves and get momentum. As we know how good they are the early portions of the round, you can see finally it did take about 5 to 6 rounds, but we're going to be seeing some grins coming out from the side of Tainted Minds.
Yeah, Tainted Minds going to try and work their way through and lock it down early. Try to shut it down, obviously very close to closing this down and getting a 2-0 victory now. So B.O.O.T's going to go for attack pause as well. Try and see if they can talk things through as they realize this is their last attempt.
You say last, well, if they lose this one, it's over. For Tainted Minds, though, they have 2 opportunities to close to that. If they lose this one, make it 15-14, they still have money, I believe. Oh, no. Jack, this could definitely be OT. A.P.O.K has $2,000, and he is the richest player right now for Tainted Minds. There's a very high chance that if B.O.O.T make this 15-14, the fact that Tainted Minds will have very, very low economy, maybe CZ buy, CZ Kevlar, light utility. If B.O.O.T can make this 15-14, there's a very, very high chance they do claim overtime.
That's the thing, though, if they can make it towards 15-14, as right now they have gone for that reinvestment. You have the AWPs in play, one on Splashkey, one on Moxie, weapons that are going to fit those players very effectively right now as they set themselves up for what appears to be a late round B burst. Oh, push comes round, but Splashkey, normally incredible, the AWP has lost everything he owns, as A.P.O.K will actually find that headshot on him very effectively. A.P.O.K as well wants to keep it going. A.P.O.K just doming everyone as he's single-handedly winning the game from right now. Tainted Minds very close to picking this one up, as Offnu going to go for the backstab touch in the meantime, also doing more damage. This is it. They're going to get the 16-13 victory and close this one out in a 2-0 fashion and take the win overall here.
Impression now the 1 versus 4. Bomb is sticking away, no kit, no utility, and as I say that, he would eventually be taken down. 60-13 to 2-0 for Tainted Minds. As you can see, some elation shown by a few of those players. Yam, of course, showing more so relief as he knows how close that game got.
Yeah, definitely started to get to a bit of an awkward mark. Didn't start to slow down, and then eventually